Hello everyone, how's it going? So today I'm basically going to show you the tools that I use to send tens of thousands of cold emails and book sales calls with my ideal prospects. Okay, cool, let's get started. So you can see I got the Notion over here, and I want to say that this has actually worked. So this is not something that I just started doing. No, like I've actually gotten results with this. I've actually booked calls with a bunch of ideal clients, and this can work for you as well. So now you might be asking yourself, like, okay, how do you know these are actually the best tools to use? Why should I trust you? Okay, fair enough question. So first off, I didn't really come up with this. This is not something that I created from thin air. I've actually spent 5 figures learning from the best lead gen cold email experts really in the space. And also I know a lot of people that are doing 5 figures a month, which is more than 10K a month. So like 20, 30, 50, 60, whatever. And even some people making 100K a month plus with lead gen agencies. So I trust what they say. Let's put it that way. And yeah, basically it's very simple. You need, well, first of all, let's break down what you need here, right? If you want to start sending cold emails, well, first of all, the first thing that you need is obviously a tool to actually send the emails, right? And you need a tool to find leads to send emails to. Excuse me. So I'm gonna break down which tools I use and what are the recommended tools in the industry. For the sending tool, particularly I use Smartly. I know there's other tools out there like Instantly, for example. I've never tried Instantly in my experience, but I've basically heard that Smartly is the best one in the market right now. And by the way, this is not a sponsored video. I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm just sharing the information, man. And I'm sharing what works for me, So the way that Smartly works is very simple. It's a software that you can use on your browser. It's a web application. You connect your email accounts there. Let's say you buy 10 domains. You create 2 inboxes per domain. That's 20 inboxes. So what you're going to do is basically connect the 20 inboxes to Smartly. Then you can let them warm up for 2 weeks. So Smartly actually does that automatically. You have to activate it, right? But Smartly has the feature to warm up the emails for 2 weeks before you start sending cold emails. Then once you have that, you create your campaign with your leads. You write your whole cold email sequence. You can select how many days you want to leave between each email that's sent. You can use spin tags, text replacements, everything like that. So basically that means, this is beyond the scope of this video, but I want to make this clear. Spin tags is basically it allows you to create variations in your script. So you can say hi, name, good morning, name, good afternoon, whatever. It allows you to put different variations to make the scripts different and help with deliverability. So basically that means, what is this thing? Basically that means that we want to create variations in the emails to make them different so that the email providers don't see our emails as spam. Because if we're sending the exact same email 10,000 times, they're gonna be like, what's going on, right? So that's gonna hurt our deliverability. It's gonna make us land in spam. So we want to avoid that. We can do that in Smartly, and we can also add, for example, the name of the prospect, the company name, etc. So that's really good. But I think all sending tools can do that. So it's not only Smartly. I'm sure all the other ones can do that as well. And you can actually manage the responses from Smartly itself. So you have a master inbox in there, and you can use that one. So you can reply from, you don't have to go into your Gmail account, log in, and all these things. You can reply from Smartly, and you can put different labels on the leads based on, if they're interested, not interested, if they're out of office, if you have to follow up with them, whatever. And it has a bunch of different automations and stuff. You can create subsequences. So let's say, for example, you create a subsequence where it's like, okay, when I get a positive response that asks me for a Loom video, I send them the Loom and then I put them in a subsequence that's going to automatically reach out to them, follow up with them a couple times, whatever. You can do that. And also wanted to mention this, I wrote it down here, that Smartly has like a lot of features that are very useful because they make it based on like customer feedback, right? So in one of the communities that I'm in, we had the founder of Smartly in there with other 300 agency owners that were actively using the tool, and they were always like getting feedback, and like that obviously makes the tool very good because you're making things based on the actual needs of your users, right? So again, I'm not getting paid, so I want to put that out there. But anyways, the next thing, hold on, it's been 6 minutes. Okay, the next thing is the tools for finding leads. Now, there's a ton of different options. This one is a bit less like one size fits all because depending on depending on who you're reaching out to, you might need to use different methods. Like you can obviously use Apollo. I personally use Listkit. I'm going to explain that a bit further. But there are situations in which you can't really use those tools and you have to like manually scrape certain websites. So you would use something like Instant Data Scraper, which is a Chrome extension that you can use to like scrape websites. And then, so let's say, for example, there's a website that shows you a list of companies. You can scrape the websites of all those companies with Instant Data Scraper, and then you'll have to enrich that data to actually get the emails for those companies, right? So it's kind of like a different process. You have to scrape, then enrich the data, whatever. So that's why there's not like a one size fits all approach, because it really depends on who you're targeting, etc. And there's a different bunch of techniques that you can use. But personally, I use Listkit, which is a new tool that just came out like a couple of months ago. And one of the reasons I use it is because I actually know the founders. So, I know it's legit. It works very well. And the good thing with Listkit is that it actually verifies the leads, because usually like if you're scraping something from Apollo, for example, you're getting leads from Apollo, then you have to go and verify the emails with a different tool, like Million Verifier, for example, because a lot of those emails are not going to be good, so they're going to bounce, and you don't want that, because that's going to make you go to spam if you start reaching out to a bunch of fake emails or emails that are not verified. They're going to start bouncing. You're going to have a high bounce rate, and a high bounce rate is going to cause your email to go to spam. So, okay, so basically, that's the good thing about Listkit. And yeah, but you can also use Apollo. You can use other things. There's a bunch of tools. ZoomInfo, which is very expensive, right? But it's kind of like a different thing. And yeah, in all these different tools that you can use to like find leads, you can usually, you can search by industry, technologies, total employees, keywords, location, etc. So let's say you want to like reach out to, let's say, marketing agencies in the US. So you're going to go in there, you're going to put location, United States. Keywords, you're going to put marketing, advertising, whatever, a bunch of keywords. And then you can also add like exclude keywords to exclude certain things that maybe you don't want to reach out to. The industry is kind of weird because sometimes it can be not very accurate, because there's a bunch of like different industries, right? So you can take a company, and each company can only have one industry. So you can take a company that's like a software for marketing, right, or something, and it might be under the industry of technology, because it's a software. So it's like, but it could also be under marketing, right? So it's kind of the industry is not very reliable, but you got like total employees. If you want to reach out to big companies or small companies, so you got a lot of options there to like find the people that you want to reach out to. And then, yeah, basically this is what I said before. There's not a one size fits all solution. So basically, to recap, yeah, I went in like a bunch of different tangents and explained a couple of different things that I do, and that are basically like best practices. But for me personally, I use SmartLead as a sending tool, and then I use ListKit for building lists. It's so simple. Correct. There you go. And these are the logos. Or this is SmartLead, and this is ListKit, just so you know how they look like. So yeah, I hope this video was informative. I hope you learned a thing or two about how to do cold email properly. Again, this is not things that I came up with, or this is not things that I figured out on my own. These are things that I've learned from some of the best people in the industry. And these are things that have been shared before. Like, I'm not the first one to share this information. I just wanted to like give my 2 cents, and share kind of like what I do personally. So I hope this was useful for someone at least. And yeah, if you are interested, then check out my channel. I probably will start uploading more videos about this topic. But yeah, see you in the next videos. Thanks for watching as well.